What's up, world? Mr. Mike here, another edition of the Trucker Diary series. What up to the entire world out there? People over in Cambodia, what's up? Anybody's down there in Antarctica, what up? People in Guam, you know what I'm saying? People in Sierra Leone, Africa, the motherland, what up? People in Beijing, what up? People in North Korea, what up? South Korea, what up? Russia, what up? You know what I'm saying? Venezuela, what up? Brazil, what up? You know what I'm saying? All over the world, what's up, guys? What's going on? How you doing? I know you can't respond back, but if you hear me say, how you doing? Respond to yourself. Be like, you know what, Mr. Mike, I'm doing all right. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about it. There's some few circumstances and shit that I got to go through. But at the end of the day, I'm good. And I'm glad that you're good. You know what I'm saying? It's hump day. Hump day? Yeah, man. It's hump day. And this is a special type of hump day because, well, I hope you're humping, like, in general. I hope you're fucking and having sex and all that. But this is July 3rd. This is the day before the 4th of the July, where Independence Day is tomorrow, where people, you know what I'm saying, make plans to do shit with their family, involving fireworks and barbecue and other ways, and it just plans. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna spend tomorrow? How you gonna do it? I don't know what I'm gonna do. They asked me to work a shift tomorrow, and I'm chilling. I'm just gonna chill. I've seen enough fireworks in my life. You know what I'm saying? I know, I'm not patriotic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going on that front. If I would go, I would go with my son, and but I don't think he doesn't really like fireworks. Well, I mean, he kind of does, but it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so, and plus his mom is not really concerned about me at all as a father to the child. So that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have any plans. I'm telling my dispatch, and I'm telling them, yeah, I'm taking the day off. I'm just gonna chill. I'll probably have sex with my girl, of course. You know what I'm saying? Just chill out. Maybe, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just really don't. But I like it. And what is going on? What is that sound? Oh, that's sand from the truck in front of me, or whatever he's carrying. Let me get from around this guy, because it sounds like raindrops, but it's just a bunch of sand, or a bunch of whatever the motherfucker is carrying, this dump truck is carrying. And it's hitting my damn windshield. So let me get around this motherfucker. Well, he's speeding up now, so maybe, I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm down here in Fort Myers. You know what I'm saying? I went to Miami yesterday, and then from Miami went to Boynton Beach. Stayed the night in Boynton Beach. Took a load there and took another load from Boynton Beach back to Miami. And then took a load from Miami to Fort Myers. And now I'm done. I'm just heading back to Jacksonville. So usually when I'm recording, I'm recording, you know what I'm saying, if I have a long stretch of drive in between destinations. So that way I can get a full episode. You know what I mean? That's what I be doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm out here. I'm on I-75 going north, leaving Fort Myers, heading to Jacksonville. That's what I'll be doing. What y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? How you feeling out there in these streets? You know what I'm saying? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to live this healthy life. I've been eating a bunch of cashews today. I got my water with my cucumber. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing it. I'm living. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. It's hot. It's 95 degrees out here, and which means it feels like 110 as usual. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm out here. I'm chilling. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are making love, smoking weed, getting high. You know what I'm saying? And living your healthiest life, eating good food, drinking plenty of water. I hope you're doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? You're being in tune with yourself. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys are doing all that. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. I just listened to an interview with Don the Magic One, Bishop Don the Magic One. He was on Vlad TV, talked about his pimp life, his upbringing, you know what I mean, and talked about the stories. And I gotta say, man, like, that dude, you know, his philosophy was really like good. Like, as far as how to treat people, as far as how to take care of people. Yes, his profession was you know, taboo to certain people, but you know, pimping and prostitution is like that's the oldest trade in history of the world. You know what I'm saying? That's the oldest business. But he was talking about that, and you know, how he was like early in the game, early in his life. You know, he was having sex as far as back as like 5 years old. Like some older woman molested him or whatever. You know what I mean? And in his teen years, his early teen years, a woman asked him to make love to him. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, wow, you know. And it's like, it's funny. It's just weird how nowadays, you know, we're in this time where a lot of people are being outed for, you know, sexual assault, molestation, rape. People like Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein and all these other people who are, you know, just some pretty despicable acts. You know what I mean? And but no one talks about the women. No one talks about the women who've molested guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's never happened to me or anything like that. I didn't have sex till late in my 20s. You know what I mean? And I always thought about sex, but I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to get it. But it's like, you know, Don the Magic One. I've heard people like Charlemagne the God. You know, when they were young, you know, women would just approach. They would just come at them. You know, want them to have sex with them. You know, and you know, how that may affect a young guy, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, you know, no one's coming after the women for that, you know what I'm saying? And so, and I know there's differences, there's double standards, and there's all these intricacies of that topic. But I'm just telling you what, you know, what I heard on the interview. A lot of stuff, and but the way Don the Magic One handled his prostitutes, he sort of he just treated them well. It's not just about. He said it wasn't just about you know, fucking and pimping the girls. He was talking about it's a relationship. It's, you know, a pimp has to lead his prostitutes with direction. He was talking about how there are some women out there who don't respect the pimp unless you hit them, unless you sort of put them in their place. They want to feel inferior, or they, I guess that's a bad word. They want to feel fear from their pimp. So you have to use some sort of physical contact to them, physical contact with them for them to really look up to you and respect you. And he was talking about how his stories, how he treated his women early in his pimp game. He would like a lot of women from other pimps left their pimp to come be with him. All those stories, and it's just fascinating. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about all, you know, people, other guys who want to be pimps, who trying to impress other older pimps, and got the game all twisted up and got it fucked up because it's not for them. he's really big about, if it's not for you, don't do it unless you understand and you know what to do or how to do it or do it right. And so, like right now, and the whole thing was just fascinating. And right now, I'm looking at my life, and it's like, I know that sometimes I don't know what direction I'm gonna go in, or how I'm gonna pursue this music thing, and make that life. But I'm just sitting here driving a truck, and I sit and I'm complacent a lot of times, as far as waiting for things to happen instead of forcing things to happen. I know I have that flaw in me, if you will. You know what I mean? I gotta make my living, do what I can, and hoping for a come up, and just trying to prepare myself. I've done a lot of things as far as career, or as far as skill wise. I've went to school. I've joined the military. I've done all these things, and went to school for film, and I have a film degree and all that. I did a lot of experiences, but it's certain things that I know I can't do. You know what I'm saying? And just listening to people like Don Magic Wine, I know I can't be a pimp. That's not in me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do certain things because they look up to the attributes, the glamour of what it entails, the clothes they wear, the money they have, and the jewelry they have. They have the best looking women or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They look at that and they say, "Oh, I can do that." I can sort of train my mind to do with that, to live that lifestyle. But you're not. You can't. You got to be all in, and you got to know what you're doing. You got to do it well, and you got to do it right. And but I know for me, I know with all the problems and the flaws I have, I know what I can't do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of my life is figuring out what I cannot do, and then hone in what I love to do and what I can do. And so I went to film school, and I have student loan debt. I'm not a good filmmaker. I'm not the type of film. I've made films. I made music videos, and I've done some editing work. I've done some stuff. I've been a part of a production crew, and I've done some great things before. But I know that's not my passion. I know that's not. I couldn't be a director. I don't have that sort of mindset. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of my life is figuring out what I cannot do. I know military was not for me. I know school is not for me, essentially. You know what I'm saying? And so figuring out my life and what to do, I know what I can't do. And pimping, I know I can't do. I joke around about it. My girl is like, I'm a pimp, blah, blah, blah. But I know, she knows, of course, everybody knows I'm not a pimp. I'm not cut out for that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just good to hear, like, real people say that. And I'm just saying everybody's fake. I'm just saying, like a real type of entity, or a real type of industry or business as the pimp game. Somebody who comes out and say, if you don't try to do it, don't waste your time, don't do it. Don't do it unless you know how to do it. Don't do it to impress other pimps or other people you look up to. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got from it. Just a lot of life, especially in this country and in this culture we have. A lot of it is figuring out what you cannot do. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. So, so that's what I took a lot from it. Yes, his stories are very graphic. His stories are very, surprising, and it has a little bit of shock value or whatever. But it's the pimp game, and he was a pimp in the 70s and 80s, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like different times, different era, different ways of thinking, different mindsets. So you can't really, you can't really just, try to duplicate that or replicate that lifestyle. Like, if it's not for you, don't try to do it. And so, great interview. I recommend you guys, go watch it or go listen to it. Yeah, it's a great time, and they call him Bishop. I didn't know he actually started a church. I didn't know that. So that's fascinating. Stories that came from that. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, I hope you guys are doing well out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is that time. I've mentioned it on Monday's episode. This is the weird time between, of course, I'm a sports fan. Not all sports, but, the major ones, I guess. My interest ones. This is that weird time between basketball and football. You got baseball, but I don't give a fuck about baseball. I mean, I do, but I don't watch it. I'm fascinated by their lifestyle, and like, goddamn, it's a lot of money in it, a lot of old money, but it's been circulated. But these dudes, man, they fucking get paid, goddamn. But like what was it, Mike Trout and what's the fucking other guy, Harper? What's his name? Ben Harper or whatever his name is, Harper. Got all this money. So it's weird. It's weird. Like baseball, I don't know. They got the money and whatever. Do what you do. Yeah, but this is that weird time between between basketball and football, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with the NBA, but all these stories that are coming up with these trades, and it's becoming like a fucking like a soap opera, or like a tableau. It's like whoever could come up with it's weird. Like they comment on these analysts. They comment on where's Kawhi going next. He's probably gonna be with the Lakers, and they're gonna be the super team. And Stephen A is like, I'm certain that he's gonna sign with this guy, with this team, and I'm certain he's gonna leave them because of. And it's all these. They report actual relationships between players, like how they're feeling about it. You know what I'm saying? It's so like it's so like ugh. Like, what are y'all doing? It's so icky. It's so icky. I don't know the better word to say it. It's so like, what are y'all doing? It's so like, leave it alone. And I used to be kind of upset about, like, as soon as basketball season over, they completely turn to football because people are so football hungry. You know what I'm saying? And, after the championship, it's like, okay, cool, boom. But after this season, after Toronto won a champion, it became more about the trades afterwards. Where, LeBron, or the Lakers, and then Kawhi's a free agent. He hasn't made a decision yet. And it's kind of like, what the fuck? Just chill out. There's other sports to kind of, talk about. There's other sports to, comment on, boxing and analyze. You know what I'm saying? They don't analyze none of that. They just talk about the NBA, and it's like, it's almost like they're filling time with just bullshit information. You know what I'm saying? Like, Steph Curry is the most hated player from the other players, and it's like, what? It's ridiculous. It's really stupid. Oh yeah, I highly recommend watching Andre Iguodala on The Breakfast Club. Watch the interview. Very fascinating. He talks about Steph Curry and all that. You know what I'm saying? And where the NBA is going and all these things. Very fascinating, and his own personal life. So I highly recommend you watch that. And but yeah, Andre Iguodala. Go watch the interview. But it's just weird, man. It's so weird, like how they cover the NBA, all these stories and these allegations, or these trade rumors and all this stuff. And it just seems childish. It sounds childish to me, and it's just weird. But yeah, that's what's going on. I just had to bring that up because it's so fucking like, just talk about something else, like report stuff, like report. Don't talk about what you think you heard from other players and their social media sites. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to pull every bit of information from he said, she said, and talking about it on live TV, and broadcasting it on live TV. Don't do that shit. And I feel like the NBA is doing that for some reason. It's so fucking ugh. But in boxing news, of course we got the main fight. Could be the fight of the year. Could be the fight of the year. Manny Pacquiao's fighting Keith Thurman, July 20th, less than 3 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? And that should be dope. A lot of people. Hold up, make sure I'm not. Yeah, okay. A A lot of people are. A lot of people are just okay. I like. I agree, and I like when people are honest about their opinions about who is going to win and all that. And, you know, I like when people say it really is 50-50, because it is 50-50. You don't know. No one knows. But a lot of people are just leaning one way. And you can't do that with boxing. We've learned that time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. And our latest example of that is the Andy Ruiz shit. When he knocked out AJ, knocked out Anthony Joshua, knocked out an undefeated heavyweight champion, took his belts, and moved the fuck on. He got his belts. He's a champion. And it just seems like, you know, they just saying Keith Thurman is the younger, stronger guy, and he's going to edge out Manny. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I think, you know, of course, I acknowledge that Manny Pacquiao is in his 40s now. I think he should be 41 at the time of the fight. I think he's 41 now, actually. Yeah, because the fight is like, you know, less than a month now. And I don't know exactly, but he's in his 40s. You know, if he's 40, if it's not 40, it's 41. You know what I'm saying? And so he's in his 40s, and they're just saying, you know, and I acknowledge that he's up in his age, you know, and it's just, but I don't really see Keith Thurman outboxing Manny Pacquiao. I don't see it, because I predict it's gonna go 12 rounds. It may have a few knockdowns in there, but it's not going to be from Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman may hit the canvas a few times. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think if Thurman wins, it's not going to be by a knockout. It's not. And so it's going to go 12 rounds. So he better train for 12 rounds. And I don't see Thurman's of course he's powerful. He maybe be stronger, but I think Pacquiao hits harder. He packs more of a punch than Thurman does. But Thurman is strong. He has power. He's a power puncher, and I don't think his power is going. I don't think he's going to knock out Pacquiao with his power, because with power you got to have accuracy. You got to have. I love how Teddy Atlas said, you got to have a missile to lock onto your target. You got to. It's like a missile. So it's not about having power, it's what you do with the power. And Pacquiao knows what to do with his power and his speed way better than Keith Thurman. And that's just my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't think Thurman has that missile. He doesn't have the missile. He can drop bombs all day. But are they going to hit the target? Probably not. You know, he may hit him a few times with some good shots, but that's pretty much what it is. And I think Pacquiao's dealt with his type of power most of his career. He's fought tougher opponents than Keith Thurman. Of course, yes, Pacquiao's getting older, yes. But Thurman doesn't have that. He doesn't have that where to put the power yet. At least not yet. He's coming along. He knows how to use the jab more. Now I've kind of glanced at his previous fight, his most recent fight with Josesito Lopez. He put him on the canvas in the second round. But Lopez, you know, he's a wild puncher, you know, but those wild punches fuck with Thurman. Like, why is Thurman getting hit by those wild punches? Like, even I can see him. I'm not even boxing. Like, those are wild punches he got hit with from Lopez. And so, what if you're not seeing those punches? And Pacquiao's not as fast as he used to be, of course, but he's faster than Josesito Lopez by a long shot. And plus, even if he's not faster, he knows where to put his punches. He's slick enough to know how to use his power. And so I just don't see Thurman landing his power punches. I do see Pacquiao landing his, Finding the holes, because he's gonna find holes in Thurman's defense and offense. He's gonna find holes, and whenever he finds him, he's gonna exploit him with that left hand and his right hook. He's gonna find him probably with the uppercut too, because Thurman sort of like keep his hands a little wide. So there's room for uppercut, just like Pacquiao did with Lucas Matisse. You know what I'm saying? He kept nailing him with uppercuts, and uppercuts is not they're not Pacquiao's bread and butter, but he did use it for the Matisse fight because it was open. He saw it open and he took it, and he knocked him down a few times with that left uppercut. So he may do this, but you know, every fight is different. He didn't land an uppercut against Adrian Broner because he had to chase Broner. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't land an uppercut, so most of his punches were straight or round and fast, and he had to fucking use his legs a lot more to chase Broner. But with Thurman kind of keeps his hands a little wider, a little, you know, he has long reach and all that. He has power, but I think Pacquiao's gonna exploit it. That's just my opinion. I think Pacquiao may put him on the canvas probably once, if not twice, and it's gonna go to distance, and it's gonna be a painful 12-round fight for Thurman. That's what I think. That's what I think is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always open for upset, and if Thurman lands a clean shot, power shot, he may do something. But because I'm thinking back in the Marquez fight, Marquez 4. Okay, Marquez knocked out Pacquiao with a beautiful right hand. He timed it perfectly, right on the button. But Marquez is a technician. He's a very smart boxer. He doesn't just have a right hand. He doesn't just have a good punch to the body. He mixes his punches very well. He uses footwork. He keeps his hands up. He's a good technician boxer. He's a very textbook type of boxer. Very smart boxer. And so he knew where to put that punch at the right time. And he did that. Thurman doesn't have that. If Marquez fights Thurman in their prime, Marquez beats Thurman 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Because Marquez has the smarts. And Marquez and Pacquiao were made for each other. They were just made for each other. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao had the raw speed, raw power, raw footwork and all that. Marquez had the intellect. He had the brains with his power. You know what I'm saying? And so those 4 fights were just great fights. They were just great. They were made for each other. And Thurman is not he's not on Marquez's level, and he's definitely not on Pacquiao's level. So I don't think Thurman's gonna win. But you know, it's boxing, anything can happen. So that's what we have fights for. That's what we watch him. That's what, you know. And plus, Pacquiao just loves to fight. It's just he loves the back and forth. He loves it. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anyone that just loves it the way he does. Like he wants his opponent to engage with him. He wants that. That's why the Marquez Pacquiao fight was so great, because he likes that action. He likes it. He loves it. Like you really have to put him out. You really have to put Marquez. You really have to put Pacquiao out like Marquez did for Pacquiao to be out. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes. And I don't see Thurman landing that punch. I don't see Thurman landing that punch at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion. I think Pacquiao's gonna get it out. It's gonna be a 12-round fight. Probably really gonna be a really good fight. Some good exchanges, but I think Pacquiao's gonna get it. So that's my opinion. So I love talking about boxing. I get fired up about it. You know what I mean? This day and age. So I just think Thurman has his work cut out for him. He better be the sharpest. His punch is better. Every single one of his power punches better be hitting something. You can't be missing. Can't be missing with Pacquiao. So that's my opinion. So it's gonna be a good fight. So stay tuned for that. It's happening in a few weeks. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm still on this path of trying just figure out what to do. You know, I mentioned, you know, last week I took some time off just to think about what's my next move here and preparing for that. I'm making necessary adjustments to my finances. You know, paying off some old debts and doing that and just cleaning up my credit. So when I make my next move, I don't have to think about fucking debt. Like, that's one of the things that harms me, just the fucking debt. You know what I'm saying? That it limits me to get some of the resources. I'm just learning to play this game. And once I learn to play this game, now I'm able to start make my own ventures and whatever that may be, because I'm still jumbling in my head, you know what I mean? I'm just being honest, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think I have a plan, but I don't, because I don't have a business plan to back up, or a financial plan to back up my vision. I know I have that sort of disconnect, and those things have to be together. They have to be, you know, intact, and I'm learning how to do that. You know, I'm late in the game. I'm 36. You know, but yeah, I'm on this path to figuring out what to do, and just having money work for me. Shout out to Picasso for saying that on the Beautiful Garbage record. Go check that out, man. It's still out there. MrMike.bandcamp.com. Go look for it. Beautiful Garbage is still out there. It's old. It's back in 2013. You know what I'm saying? But it's still relevant. It's still there. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to hit the 6 year mark on the album. Because I think it released it July 13th, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, it's there. So go check it out. You know what I mean? MrMike.bandcamp.com. Go check it out. It's Beautiful Garbage. It's my only album that I've released. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. So, but yeah, that's my mindset of having my money work for me, not just working, surviving. Because I'm still surviving. I'm still grinding, as you guys say. You know, I'm not a fan of it, but this is what I got to do. I understand being rich, being a celebrity, or being famous, or being just prosperous in your life, being wealthy. You know, everybody can't be on that level at the same time. So you got to work out what's good for you. Use your own timing. Use your own time. So, but I'm thankful for this life. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for all the things that I have. You know, I love video games, and I'm pretty much, you know, I'm sort of up to date with all the video games. You know, I have a PS4. You know what I'm saying? And so I have that. You know what I'm saying? I play my game. I was just playing God of War. I'm pressing forward. I'm getting better at the game, and it's fucking hard, but I'm getting better at it. I'm progressing through, you know, with larger chunks of the game, not just eking through and then having to save it or whatever. But I will go through large sections now of the game, of the story, and then, you know, I would turn it off. And the one thing I love about the PS4 is, like, you know, you turn it off, you put it in rest mode, you come back, and it's exactly where you left it. Like, exactly. I love that about PS4. I love that about video games in general. I don't know if the Xbox does that, but whatever. I don't fuck with the Xbox. I'm still waiting for Shenmue, of course. So, but yeah, I just, you know, but yeah, I'm blessed. I'm happy with my life. Yes, of course. I'm not as happy as if when I'm on stage doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my element. I'm spitting out what I've written, and it took time. And, you know, there's nothing more precious than that moment for me. So I love that. I miss that because I haven't performed in a few years now. But generally, I'm lucky to be alive. I'm blessed to be alive, 36 years old, and I'm still trucking along, literally and figuratively. I'm still doing it. I'm still writing. I'm still making love to my girl. I'm still just being Mr. Mike, being who I am. You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful for that. Every breath that I take, every step, I'm thankful. You know, there's a lot of things I would love to happen, but it's okay. I have this. I have my moment. I have food to eat. I have good food to eat. You know, I don't necessarily have a home to stay. You know, but I do have a place to lay my head. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm good. You know what I mean? And But yeah, I just wanted to say that because, you know, a lot of times I just think about what I don't have, or I look down upon myself because I don't have what most 36-year-olds have. And the thing is, most 36-year-olds probably don't have the stuff that I think most 36-year-olds have. You know what I mean? So like, it's okay. Like I'm accepting myself more, accepting, you know, my circumstances and who I am and what I am and what I'm trying to do, and I accept that now. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys are doing that too. Self-acceptance is, you know, is just as important as self-love. You know what I mean? Loving yourself, but accept yourself is important as well. So, but yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are, you know, doing that. What else I wanted to talk about? We just launched a new podcast with Rufaro Matavo. Fuck all this shit. So go check that out. I'm gonna put it on my page as well. So be on the lookout for that. Episode 1 has already been launched. We're probably gonna film another one hopefully this weekend. It's one of these days, and so that's going on. We're trying to, you know, make it better. You know, just like I try to make this better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Whoever you are out there, I'm trying to build it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all won't listen. But it's okay. I'm building it. And it's one of those things like, you know, a lot of people won't listen until later on, and then they come back. Oh, you've done all these things? Yes, motherfucker. You don't have to. You weren't around, or you didn't stay tuned or whatever, because you're constantly on Facebook and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, make other content, create things, you know. So I hope you guys are listening. So some of you guys are listening out there. I appreciate y'all, you know. But yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what y'all up to, man? What y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna vote for or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Who you got your eye on? You know what I'm saying? It's like, ugh, politics. Well, what are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? Man, it's fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? God damn. It's really hot. It's really hot. So yeah, it's hot, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, can't wait to get back to Jacksonville, be around my people again, be around my friends, my family, and you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to do that. Being down in South Florida, it takes a toll on you. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, yesterday I went after leaving Miami yesterday. I had to take a load to Boynton Beach, but Boynton Beach was closed. I had to wait for the next day to drop it. So I parked my truck like right on the outside of the place I had to drop it at, this Dr. Pepper place or whatever. So I parked there for the night, and I stayed the night there. But you know, as soon as I parked, I got out of the truck and went for a walk. I really had to take a shit. So I just shot, you know, it was two birds in one stone. Hit two birds with one stone yesterday. So I had to take a shit as soon as I parked there. So I got out and I was like, I wanted to walk because I'm trying to walk every day. I want to go out for a walk every day for a few miles. So I did that. I got out of the truck and I started walking towards, I went to the 7-Eleven. And I had to take a shit too, and as I'm walking, and you know, I'm feeling better, blah blah blah, and I went to 7-Eleven, and there was this mother and her children there. It seemed like a mother and her children. I couldn't gather the race. I want to say Latino, but it could, they look sort of, maybe Middle Eastern, maybe Indian, like Indian. So, and when I got to the door at 7-Eleven, there was this little girl, one of the mother's daughters. This little girl, a cute little girl, probably 5 or 6 years old. You know, opened the door. She was trying to get out to see something. She wasn't leaving yet because they were waiting one of their family members was still in the restroom. They're just waiting together. But she was opening the door, and she was trying to go outside to see something, and I opened the door, and she saw me open it, and then she was trying to go outside, and she looked at me, and I was like, okay, and I held the door open as if she was coming out, but then her mother said, no, stay here, stay, and then she was so cute, and she's like, hey, and she saw me walk by, and she saw me, I was trying to go to the restroom was locked, and she saw me, and I went to talk to the clerk, because I saw a sign that says, get a key for the restroom. So I asked her for the key, and she said, well, the key is, I guess someone's inside the restroom. Sometimes people lock it in the restroom, or leave it in the restroom, so just go and knock the door. So I did that, and one of the mother's older son, I think, came up and was like, oh no, he's still in there, and he banged on the door, is like trying to get his brother out, and so when I came back out, I just waited, and I was looking around to see if I can buy something, a snack or something, and then that little girl was like, hi, she's looking at me, and she's like, and I'm walking around the store, and she's coming up to me, and she said, you're a big guy. She had this big grin on her face. Her mom is just so like, trying to be like, shh, try not to, don't be engaged. And she's like, what's your name? I was like, my name is Michael. I didn't ask for her name because I didn't want to do that in front of my mother and make it seem creepy. I'm a big guy, I try to, I understand my stance and how big I am, but she was so cute and so sweet. She's like, hi, what's your name? And I'm like, my name is Michael. And she kept talking to me, and it was just like, you're a big guy, and it's like, yeah, I am. And it was just funny. It was just, she's watching me. I bought like a Caesar wrap, like a chicken little wrap thing. I went to the restroom handled my business, took a shit, came out, and I was buying my stuff, and she's looking at me, and she's like, you're cute. It's so funny. It's just weird, and so that happened at 7-Eleven, and then, but yeah, I'm just trying to walk more. So I walked to 7-Eleven, got my food, and walked back. I know that story is not really exciting, but it was just one of those moments where I probably I'll never see them again or whatever. But she was just so like looking at me, and like, I was like, girl, get out of here, you know what I mean? Before your mother, gets scared, and I don't know, but she was real sweet. She was just curious about like who am I or whatever, you know what I mean? So but yeah, that happened. So yeah, man, I'm just chilling, you know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday, it's hump day. I always encourage humping, you know what I'm saying? Do your shit, you know what I'm saying? Be fucking as much as you can. Be fucking. Smoke some good weed out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Why we not smoke? Why weed ain't legal yet? Like globally. I mean, we are globally, yeah. I mean, what's the thing about it? Like, what's the connotation to it? It's associated with hip hop dudes. Talked about weed ever since hip hop came to be. They talk about weed. You know what I'm saying? And it was associated with being reckless, I guess. But we know right off the bat, we can name like 10 other drugs that are way more reckless than weed. Like what weed can ever be. You know what I'm saying? Weed is just it's from the earth, man. Like it's from the earth. Why the hell wouldn't we partake in what's from the earth, like tea and like herbs that are used for medicine? Like weed is medicine. What the fuck? I mean, there's a lot of layers to it. It's political, and it's racial, and it's You know what I'm saying? It's what the fuck, man. So I told my friends, I told people I know long ago. I think Florida is gonna be the last state to fucking legalize weed. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I think Mississippi and all these other southern states are probably gonna be the last one. I think Florida's gonna be, even though we got medical weed, sort of. It's kind of weird how it's, they, like, we had it, we voted for it, we redacted it, and some other shit, I don't know too much. I think, but Florida, we should be good on medical weed. Yeah, we good on medical weed. So we good on that front. But what the fuck, man? We seen the changes that it has with other states like Colorado and California and Oregon and all these other places. We see the effect it has on it. The economy and jobs and all this different stuff, industry. We see it, but we still so hesitant. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. But, I mean, I love weed. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke it. Like, I'm a truck driver. I don't want you guys to be, if you're truck drivers out there, to be saying, oh, he smokes weed. I don't smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right now, like, while I'm driving a truck, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I try to be alert and safe as possible. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I ain't trying to get in no wrecks either. So I keep my head on a swivel, you know what I'm saying? But I love weed. I smoked it before. I will smoke it again. I started back in 2008, 2007. Well, yeah, 2008. Yeah, I was, 11 years ago. I started late in the game. Everything that I've done, I started late in the game because I was just a fucking mental, I was a timid, mental, fragile, sensitive dude. I really was. Like, I love sex, but I really didn't know how to get it, growing up, and looking back, I probably would have had plenty of sex if I really wanted it. I mean, I remember a girl, she grabbed my hand and placed it on her ass when I was in high school, and I still didn't fuck her. I thought about that yesterday, how fucking, like, how many times that pussy has been, like, I could have had so much pussy and I just didn't know how to do it. Because I didn't want it to be awkward, I didn't want it to, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know how to do it well. And for me, I wanted to do it well. If I'm gonna have sex, I wanted to do it well. I didn't know how to do that. I remember when I was in the Navy, my first couple of years in the Navy, I remember a friend of mine, she's a good friend of mine, like, to this day, who's also a truck driver. She was in the Navy with me. We had the same job. We actually slept in the bed together, and I didn't have sex with her. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to too. I really, really wanted to. I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't want it to be, awkward. I just had this mental block about it. You know what I'm saying? I had dreams about it. I fantasized about it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't do it. I just didn't fucking do it. And the thing is, since I didn't do it, and not just her, like other women that I've like they were open to me. They really liked me. They wanted me to fuck them, most likely. But since I didn't do that, they either they didn't think they one or two things. They probably thought that they probably felt ugly, or they felt unattractive. You know what I'm saying? Or they lost respect for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? They lost respect for me because they're there. They're ready. They weren't going to stop. They probably weren't going to stop me, and I just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I look back, it's like, fuck, there's a lot of pussy I didn't get. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of pussy I didn't get. A lot of women that just threw themselves, you know what I'm saying, at me, like, mentally. They're just like, hey, I like, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't do it. I just didn't know how, and I didn't know how to approach it. I wasn't educated or whatever. I didn't know. And so I feel embarrassed, but it's in the past or whatever. I'm good now, you know what I'm saying? And I've certainly made up for lost time, trust me. But and I'm not like bragging about that or whatever, but I just didn't. I made up for lost time, you know what I'm saying? Especially in my mid to late 20s into my 30s, there's been some droughts, but when it was on, it's on, and it's on now, baby, you know what I'm saying? God damn, it's on. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I just look back on that and it's like, gosh, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listened to a lot of interviews from people who had graphic lifestyles, who've been in the game or whatever, you know, and you know, most guys would have, or I mean, most guys do front, and most guys do have an ego, and they front about shit that they don't have or they have not experienced. I know a lot of that, especially when I was in the Navy. There's a lot of guys who, you know, they talk shit. You know, I sort of try to live the most honest truth. As I didn't have sex in the Navy. I still didn't know how to do it. You know, I joined the Navy when I was 18. I got out when I was 22. But during those times, I was still fucking like, I was loving sex. I didn't know how to get sex. Like, I watched a lot of porn. I remember when I was stationed in Washington State, I used to always go to Seattle. Like, I could have experienced a lot more in Seattle than I did. But the only thing I did, I went to this porn shop that was open 24/7. It was always open. And I went in there. They had booths in there. And you pay, you know, what, I don't know, $1 or $2, maybe $5. I forgot what it was. You know, you pay your money in there and you have a booth by yourself. Watch as much porn as you wanted. Like, it had channels. Like, you would go through channels. Yes, it was messy. Like, I saw some fucking stains on the walls and shit like that. It was pretty disgusting. But I was in there watching porn. You know what I'm saying? I spent most of my time doing that. And I felt bad because I'm watching porn. You know, I'm still going to church and I'm still doing this. But I had that, you know, part of me. I was addicted to porn. I didn't know how to get sex. So that was my release. So that's all I did for, like, you know, 2 years. I was stationed in Washington State for 2 years. You know, I was going to different churches up there and dealing with those people. But yeah, every once in a while I would just take a ferry. I was stationed in Bremerton, Washington, and I would take the ferry from there to Seattle and go to this one spot that sold they sold, you know, DVD, they sold, you know, movies, but in the back they had adult. You had to show them ID, and there was a booth to go through a curtain, and it was all porn. And so I went in there and just handle my business. I stayed in there for hours and hours. And like, I didn't even go to the space in Seattle because I didn't even go to the Key Arena to watch the Sonics play, or the Seahawks Stadium to watch. I didn't go to any of that because I was so fucking like, I was so sexually interested and curious, and I didn't know how to get sex, so I was addicted to porn. And internet porn I didn't have a laptop at the time, and but yeah, I just go there and spend a lot of money in those porn places. There's one porn shop in Seattle, in downtown Seattle. So it's just all those years, 4 years in the Navy, I didn't get no pussy. I didn't have no sex in the Navy. And then a couple of years after that, I joined another church. Because after the Navy, I decided to live in Jacksonville. It became my second home. I loved it. I fell in love with it. Partially due to the church that I was involved in. I got some good friends in church. Gained some new people, and really people starting to set me as like a friend or a brother, a spiritual brother in church, and I really appreciated that. But when I left the Navy, when I got out, most of my close friends I was roommates with, they all left. They all moved away. A lot of them, most of them just, got linked up. They got hooked up, and they started getting married. So I was just there, I was like, I had this passion to do music somehow, and I was doing hip hop in church and all this stuff, and I was performing in church, but yeah, my sexual lifestyle didn't start to, way after I left church. I started smoking weed, back in 2008, 2007. 2007, I started I joined this new school, the Art Institute of Jacksonville, and it was very new. Like, I was one of the newer students there. When I went there, it's like it was only one semester that has been passed. It was only one semester old at the time. It wasn't even a year old yet when I joined there. And when I joined there, I was supposed to. Me and a friend of mine from the church, a brother, a spiritual brother, Christian brother of mine, we were supposed to go together, but he ended up not going, probably because it was fucking expensive as hell. So I ended up going by myself because one thing that got me was like I needed a job, and I was doing all these other odd jobs and stuff. And I needed to do something, and I just needed money. And they had a solid GI Bill plan, so I was like, all right, cool. If they're gonna pay me to go here, I'll just do it. And they don't pay me; they just sort of, do that thing. And so I was getting paid every week with a nice check to go to school, and or every month, I mean, a nice check to go to school. So I did that, and I didn't have any passion to become a filmmaker. I just went, and when I started going there, I started going to church less and less till I decided. I didn't tell nobody. I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna stop going. I'm gonna just stop going, and then after that, sooner or later, I just started smoking weed, or I always was fascinated with weed. I didn't smoke weed out of pure pressure. I didn't smoke weed because my friends did it or whatever. I smoked weed from the pure curiosity, doing my own research, and just coming to the conclusion that this is harmless. This is not bad. And the first time I did it, I didn't get high because I wasn't doing it right. I smoked out of a pipe. I didn't know how to do that, so I was fucking that up. But my boy Rufaro, who I'm doing my other podcast with, he helped me, do it right. And so I first got high with him, and I really never turned back. So shout out to Rufaro. I got high because of him. He helped me get high and understand what that was, and ever since then, my life has changed. I started making my own decisions. I released the album, started working on hip hop, working on my performances, got involved with FFJB. Later on, like in the late 2000s, that whole decade, 2009, 2010, and then I graduated from college, from AI, from Art Institute, 2011. Moving back and forth to Panama City and back. And then to Jacksonville, and had several odd jobs, and just sort of surviving like I'm doing now. So weed's been a part of my life since 2008. Yeah, so about 11 years. And I haven't looked back. As soon as I started smoking, I told Rufaro, I was like, yo, I should have did this, 15 years ago when I was in high school. That would have been great. It would have helped me with that, because I was depressed a lot. I was an outcast. I wasn't, I didn't know who I was. I left high school, went to the military, still didn't know who I was, and still didn't know what kind of person I'm going to be. So right about when I got out the military, I really started to hone in, kind of like, okay, this is who I am, this is how I'm, and I started shaping up to be who I am now. You know what I mean? And going through breakups, going through heartbreaks, learning how fragile and sensitive and insecure I am. Just going through that, and weed just helped me get through most of those things. So yeah, that's part of my story. But yeah, we should be like legal. It just helps. Not with just anxiety and depression and all those mental illnesses and things like that. It would just help medically. I mean, some of those things are medical anyway, but I'm just saying that will help with like cancer patients, Parkinson's, and all sorts of different, maybe Alzheimer's, other diseases like that. It just helps. It helps with diabetes too. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm not gonna stop smoking weed. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I stopped to do this job or whatever, but I'm not gonna stop like in my life. Hell no. As long as I'm alive, I'm gonna be high. As long as I'm alive, I'm gonna be high, baby. So that's what's going on. So, but yeah, I just thought to talk about that. I don't know how I got onto that story of that, but we need to be smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? We need to be getting high. It'll help a lot, because we live in a time where most of our collective mental stability is fucked up. Our minds are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to get high and just really be in tune with ourselves. So, but yeah, I hope you guys are doing that, living your healthiest life. I thank you for listening, whoever you are. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. This is Mr. Mike. This is the Trucker Diary series. I love you. Peace.